I want you guys to use your imaginations for a second. Imagine there was this magical platform where all TV channels were available. You were given the option to select different tiers, different packages. If you were only interested in a handful of channels, you selected the lower tiered package. If you were interested in every channel available, you selected the most expensive package. If you wanted to add on sports, let's say you'll want it to buy NFL Sunday ticket to watch every NFL game, or NBA League Pass for every NBA game. The option was available. Imagine for a second that everything you wanted on television was available on one platform. One monthly bill, one HDMI source on your TV, one remote control. Would you be interested in paying monthly for that? All the kids in Gen Z LGBT are saying, "Sign me up! When will that be invented?" Well, it's already been invented. It's called cable or satellite. Remember when they used to tell us that cable and satellite were too expensive? Remember when they used to tell us cable is antiquated, streaming is the future, we'll be paying less and everyone will hold hands and sing, I love you, you love me, I pay $10 for TV, everything is on demand and it's uncensored too, Netflix even shows me boobs. We were sold this lie that streaming was going to be cheaper. But now that cable is rapidly declining and more of these leagues are moving over to streaming services, we're learning that streaming is not cheaper. Matter of fact, it's costing significantly more. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Link to the main channels in the description below. There was a lot of outrage last week when the NFL announced their new partnership with ESPN. Some in the media were questioning how ESPN would keep their journalistic integrity while being partners with the NFL. Of course, that was a moot point because ESPN lost their journalistic integrity years ago. Some were concerned with ESPN destroying NFL Red Zone, but one of the secondary stories last week was how expensive it has become to watch and be a fan of the NFL. If you want to stream the NFL this season, you are required to have access to 6 different streaming services: ESPN, Amazon Prime, Netflix, Paramount Plus, Peacock, something called Fox One. It will cost you $700 to stream the NFL, plus whatever you're paying monthly for internet. You know what it used to cost me? Nothing. I was already paying for satellite. I paid $10 a month for NFL Red Zone. When I was buying NFL Sunday Ticket before Red Zone came out in 2009, NFL Sunday Ticket was less than $200. Today, it's only available on YouTube, I think, and it's double that amount. There are also rumors that the NFL in the future could make the Super Bowl a pay-per-view event. Instead of watching the Super Bowl for free on Fox or CBS, it would cost $250 to watch one game. You know what this is starting to remind me of? Boxing. If you've ever seen boxing documentaries, or if you were alive, you'll notice that a lot of fights in the 1980s, they were on ESPN or the USA Network. Whichever network they were on, boxing was available on cable. There were no added expenses to watch the fights. Once pay-per-view became mainstream, all the major fights in boxing were behind a paywall. Fans were constantly complaining in the 90s because they were paying $50 or $100 to watch a fight that ended in the first round. You got to remember, people always remember how you make them feel. With boxing, people were feeling ripped off. Pay-per-view buy rate started to decline. Next thing you know, boxing is no longer a major sport here in America. Will the same thing happen to the NFL? I know it's almost impossible to imagine, but it is not impossible. Nothing lasts forever. Every king, every empire has fallen. Outside of pricing fans out of their product, one of the major mistakes I think the NFL is making, they're devaluing their own product. This is the same mistake that the WWE made in the late 90s and the 2000s. More is not always better. Scarcity creates value. For decades, one of the things that made the NFL so special, we only got it for 16 Sundays a year along with Monday. Now we've got Thursday night football, which is usually the drizzling shits. We've got games on Christmas, games on Fridays, Saturdays. There's talks of another expansion of the regular season. Why? Why would you devalue one of your most valuable assets? Think about it. The NFL is the only league, along with college football, of course, but the NFL is the only league where you've got a handful of games. NBA, NHL, 82 games. Major League Baseball, 162 games. Soccer, who gives a shit? With the NFL, we were given 16 games every season, now 17. 8 home games. And 365 days in a year, you had 8 opportunities to watch your team at home. That instantly creates value because the supply is so limited. I don't want to watch the NFL on Friday night. I don't want to watch the NFL on Saturday. Give me the NFL on Sunday. Give me NFL Red Zone. Make me look forward to Sunday the rest of the week. It's hard for me to look forward to something when you're trying to provide it to me every day. It also diminishes the value of NFL Red Zone because there are less games available on Sunday. I don't get it. I don't get it. What the hell are you doing? Why would you take your most valuable resource and intentionally devalue it? Why would you diminish it by adding more? Everything has a saturation point, and it feels like the NFL could be reaching theirs. But you tell me, am I the only one who actually wants less of the NFL? I feel like the 16-game season was perfect. Why would you alter something that wasn't broken? Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys on the main channel.